One card away from a new World Series, Chris Moneymaker.
This could be the last card of the 2003 World Series of Poker.
It's a 5.
With a full house, Chris Moneymaker eliminates Sam Farhall, and the 27-year-old has stepped out of the virtual poker room and in a very swift and unlikely manner is atop the poker world.
This is beyond fairy tale. It's inconceivable.
As we move around, Darden folds. Next in line, Chris Moneymaker.
Chris Moneymaker, interestingly, had never played in a live tournament before coming to the World Series. He paid $40 to participate in an online tournament, and he won his $10,000 seat into the World Series by winning that tournament online.
And here he is in Las Vegas, staring down two of the biggest names in the game, Howard Lederer and Johnny Chan.
Yeah, we just heard him say that he's not going to back down, and in fact, we're seeing him stare them down and trying to sort of out-muscle or even out-intimidate them.
He says he's learned a lot from both of these players over the years, and he's using their techniques on them right now.
You know, it's up to you, right?
I didn't even know I had a hand. I'm sorry.
Or is he? I think he just forgot to play, Norm.
You're staring at him. I'm thinking, what? Are you looking into his soul or what?
Sorry, hell, I thought y'all were in the hand. I didn't even look down.
He just flat out forgot, Norman.
Yeah, we have to thank Johnny Chan. We might have been here all night.
You were like staring at him like it was like you were trying to figure something out in a second. What the hell?
Oh, well, Howard Lederer wins the hand. Chris Moneymaker learns a lesson.
His eyes
I thought you two just playing.
Over to Chris Moneymaker. And he's going to raise 6,000 to Johnny Chan.
He will raise with the ace-8 suited.
Again, Johnny Chan having to make something happen. Maybe a little desperation in this former champion's eyes. Who knows? He's got a king-5 suited.
And this is a good flop for Moneymaker, because he has the top pair of aces, plus the ace flush draw. Johnny has a lower flush draw, so that's irrelevant, and he also has a straight draw with a 2. Much better cards for Chris Moneymaker right here.
And it looks like Chris Moneymaker is fully aware of that, and he's going to bet to Johnny Chan. And Johnny has to make something happen. He is going to raise back to Moneymaker.
Yeah, Chris Moneymaker, about a 2-to-1 favorite. Excuse me. He would actually be much more than the 2-to-1 favorite right now with the nut flush draw and the pair of aces against Johnny. Johnny's raise makes him take his glasses off.
55, 60,000.
Oh, Moneymaker asking Chan what he's got right there is more of an irritant. It really comes from a position of power in this player. Moneymaker, who's puffed himself up to be on the same level as the great Johnny Chan.
So Johnny Chan just on a draw here. He's thinking maybe because Chris was on the button, he was overplaying his hand, didn't have much. But as we know, Chris has the pair of aces and the ace flush draw.
Well, the rest of the players have left the table for the break, and right now we have the perfect player against the amateur of amateur, mano a mano, in this hollowed-out poker ring.
I'm all in.
Ah, so there you have it. Chris Moneymaker laying down the challenge to Johnny Chan.
And he thinks he has the best hand, and he does. And to me, this is going to be tough for Johnny to call. When you go all in, you want to have the best hand. You just don't want to be on a draw. All Johnny has right now is a draw. I'd be surprised if he goes any further.
All right, here you go.
Johnny's going to put it on the line.
I need a heart, dealer.
Johnny's best chance is a deuce for a straight.
Oh, yeah, man, bad shape. All right, put a deuce up there.
No deuce.
All right, here we go. Moment of truth. The turn card, a 9 of hearts, and that's going to do it. Chris Moneymaker with the ace-high flush takes down Johnny Chan.
Wow, this is like Buster Douglas knocking out Mike Tyson. The 2-time champion goes down in a heartbeat. Sometimes even the perfect player has imperfections. He put all his chips at risk on a draw. All he had was a draw, and now he's going to have to go home.
Chris Moneymaker learned his lesson well yesterday against Johnny Chan and used it today to defeat his idol.
He outplayed me yesterday, and I thought he was going to outplay me today. I just got a lucky hand and caught him that time. But he's a phenomenal player, and he's definitely tough to beat. I came in nervous as could be, and I've loosened up. I hope I can finish this thing off and be a real moneymaker. I don't know.
As we move away from our featured table, we look at the outer table. Looks like there's a presidential press conference over there. Something big must be happening. And we do have Chris Moneymaker in the hat on the left taking on Humberto Brenes. The flop is down 9-King-2. Brenes has ace-ace against Moneymaker's 8-8. Now we know what aces can do.
Yeah, well, these two have been trading punches all day long, and the pair of eights, Mr. Moneymaker has been walking between raindrops all day, but right now he's up against aces. That's a storm.
Moneymaker checked after the flop, and Humberto Brenes wants to get some action going, and he puts down a $30,000 bet.
Humberto, a big, big favorite in the hand right now.
How much does he have?
Chris thinking about it. Wants a chip count from Brenes's stack.
And he's told he has about 120,000. He's got a pair of eights, and he doesn't know Humberto has the pair of aces.
Chris Moneymaker took down Johnny Chan in an earlier session, and he is going to raise Humberto Brenes 120,000. And Humberto wants to dance.
All in, shit, wow. Look one thing every time with me. Wow.
Yeah, they meet in the middle of the ring again, and this time Humberto Brenes with the big, big advantage. Aces against eights. Only an 8 is going to save Chris Moneymaker.
Well, I'm saying he might have chips now.
Doesn't matter, stir him up, guys.
He said he called. I know, I'm in big trouble.
Oh, Chris says he's in big trouble. He knows it. Here comes a turn, and it's an 8 of clubs. The last card is no help to Brenes, and he has been eliminated.
Yeah, Johnny Chan was knocked out by Chris Moneymaker, and now another stunning knockout for Moneymaker against Humberto Brenes.
An amazing turn of events. Chris Moneymaker going against 2 aces, got the miracle 8 on the turn, and eliminates a very powerful player. How far can this young kid from Knoxville go? Dutch Boyd sitting behind 650,000 in chips just to his left. Chris Moneymaker just a little bit shy at 575. The flop's down 925. Dutch Boyd with a king-queen. Moneymaker with a couple of 3s and the advantage. And it is up to Chris Moneymaker to make the move. He does make the bet of 100,000.
I don't believe you had that much chips. When you go like this. I thought he had aces. He said
Now to Dutch Boyd.
I thought aces definitely.
I know he want to take those sunglasses off because it's probably getting pretty dark.
If he looks at him any longer, he's going to have to ask him out to dinner.
Chris is probably just sitting there with his eyes closed under the glare of Dutch Boyd. Oh, and Dutch Boyd's going to move all in.
As tough as it is for Dutch Boyd to make that bet with just king-queen, is it going to be tougher for Chris Moneymaker to call with just a pair of 3s when he'd be going all in and would be knocked out of the tournament if he lost this hand?
Where did he get them from?
A call.
Oh, he's going to do it.
And he does. Wow.
That is a feel. It's instinct. It's not poker strategy that anybody would write up.
Low cards.
And he's calling out for low cards because he has correctly assumed that Dutch Boyd does not have a pair, but only has high cards.
Hell of a call there.
Well, Dutch Boyd acknowledging what a gutsy call it was for Chris Moneymaker to make that with 2 3s.
And a 4 comes out on the turn, which actually gives Moneymaker now a straight draw.
And the last card, an ace of diamonds, and it gives Moneymaker a straight and a victory. A huge win over Dutch Boyd.
And that's a big blow to Dutch Boyd. Most of his chips were lost on that pot.
Wow, what a move by Chris Moneymaker.
And most pros would not make that move. He put his tournament life at stake on a pair of 3s. He's out of the tournament if he loses that pot.
Chris Moneymaker is our chip leader at this point. Don't expect him to do anything huge, but he's looking at ace-queen, so he's going to make some sort of move. He bet 60,000 on the ace-queen. Action over to Phil Ivey now, and looking at a couple of 9s.
Phil Ivey always loves pocket pairs.
He'll call it. Next in line is Jason Lester. Ivy with the lead with the 2 9s. Well, Lester with a couple of 10s. And at least before the flop, you figure he's going to stick around, and he indeed does call that.
Now we have 3 players in the spot.
Nobody else wants any action, and so we're going to get the flop now. Moneymaker, Ivy, and Lester in the hand. The flop comes 2 queens.
A monster flop for Chris Moneymaker, who makes 3 queens and becomes a prohibitive favorite.
Checks.
Jason Lester checks, so the action to Moneymaker, you have to figure he's going to push things right now. And he does with 70,000.
I thought he might have pushed it more. Generally, you make a bigger bet there and you push out the competition. We always like to say better to win a small pot than lose a large pot. He's almost inviting calls right there with the 70,000. A big favorite in the hand.
Well, Phil Ivy is indeed going to take that bait, and he'll call it.
Yeah, Phil Ivy will call, and I guess for the 70,000 he'll call. He is well behind in the hand, doesn't know it. Jason Lester actually has a better hand than Phil Ivy right now. He decides he's going to stay out of harm's way. He doesn't want to get any trouble at this point. The next person knocked out doesn't make the final table. So Jason Lester.
Here comes the turn in. It's a 9, and that gives Phil Ivy a full house.
Miracle on 4th Street for Phil Ivy, who now has the full house and the better hand.
But nobody knows it here except Phil Ivy.
And there's no reason for Moneymaker to assume that Ivy had the pocket 9s. So he's going to bet 200,000. Understandably, he just can't think he has that type of hand to beat him. He's got to believe the 3 queens are best right now. And Phil Ivy deciding what he's going to do, he's obviously going to play. And if and when he wins this sizable pot, Phil Ivy will put himself in terrific chip position for the final day.
All in.
He is all in.
All in.
And quickly called.
Chris calls.
The pot size is 1 million now.
9's full for Phil Ivy.
Moneymaker is disgusted. He never could have assumed the 2 9s in the hole for Phil Ivy. And now he is going to need an ace, a queen, or a 6 on the river to win the hand, which would knock out Phil Ivy.
Moneymaker's looking for an ace on the river or another queen. Here we go. We're going to see one more card. It's an ace!
An incredible knockout blow for probably the best player left in the tournament, who's gone down.
Oh, amazing. Phil Ivy loses with a full house to a better full house of Chris Moneymaker,
who has now knocked out heavyweights Johnny Chan, Umberto Brenes, and Phil Ivy. My goodness.
Who is this young man? The remaining players thrilled to be at the final table, but also happy and relieved that the great Phil Ivy will be absent. Chris Moneymaker, ace-deuce suited. He will call the 90,000 chip bet. Over now to Tomer Benvenisti, our Expedition Tour guide from Las Vegas.
All in.
Oh, he's going to go all in with his Jack 10. Oops. We saw the chip count from Tomer a moment ago. It's about 500,000. Sam Farha immediately folded. Dan Harrington folded as well. Action to Chris Moneymaker. Now the number shown next to a player's name is the percentage they will have the best cards when the hand is done.
And the ace-deuce, even though suited, not really strong to want to put in this amount of chips. Your chances are you're never going to get the flush, and really the ace is the best card to help you. But Moneymaker's he's staring down Tomer. Or maybe he just likes that shirt and is trying to figure out where he can buy it.
I'm going to call it.
Chris Moneymaker with a bold move. The pot is over 1 million.
And when they turn their cards over, Tomer's not going to like to see that he's actually a little behind because of the ace.
All right, we're ready for our flop. Benvenisti's tournament life at stake here.
No 10s or jacks. No 10s or jacks.
And here it comes. 2 8s and an ace. Chris Moneymaker has a pair of aces.
Oh, and he continues to sleep with angels. And because of that, Tomer about to be sleeping with the fishes unless he gets very lucky now.
Here comes the turn. It's a 9, and that helps Benvenisti, actually.
Tomer now has a straight draw. He will need a 7 or a queen to stay alive.
Don't do it to me.
Sam Farha looking on with amusement. And it is a 9, not good enough for Benvenisti. Moneymaker's gamble pays off. And for Tomer Benvenisti, 5th place, $320,000 in prize money and a Dream World Series. And a pot of more than $1 million to Chris Moneymaker in the home stretch of this no-limit Texas Hold'em World Championship.
Thank you.
Over to Chris Moneymaker. He has Queen Jack. How much of the stack does he want to siphon off? 100,000 worth. Sam Farha throws in, will not play. Over to Jason Lester now. Ace Queen suited.
A good hand in most circumstances and even a better hand in a short game.
350.
He likes it 350,000 worth.
And since they both have queens, actually in this situation, if Moneymaker were to call, Jason Lester about a 3-to-1 favorite in the hand. The ace being the key, and of course he's also got an early heart draw.
Chris Moneymaker is going to call Jason Lester.
So Lester a clear favorite as we go into the flop.
Moneymaker and Lester, the only players on this flop. Chris Moneymaker needs some help with these cards to come, and wow, did he get it!
He's flopped the top straight. My goodness.
8, 9, 10, Jack Queen. Wow.
Oh, but Jason Lester doesn't know that. He goes all in, and Moneymaker calls immediately, turns over his cards, and like puts a knife into the side of Jason Lester.
Jack or heart would be nice.
Indeed, that would give him a straight as well and a split pot. The turn now comes a queen. 2 queens for Jason, still not good enough.
No, he has to have a jack to stay alive.
And now the river card, a 3 of diamonds. Not going to do it. Chris Moneymaker wins the hand. Jason Lester eliminated 4th place, $440,000.
And Moneymaker remains a one-man posse. He's a bounty hunter who keeps just piling up skins. Yeah, Sammy just wants to take the gloves off, get in the middle of the ring, and just start punching. That's his style.
And everybody was willing. I don't think Binions is going to let him do that. So Dan Harrington bets over to the big blind Chris Moneymaker, who calls that. Checks it, actually. Here comes the flop. It's 2, 6, 10, all diamonds.
So a diamond draw for Harrington with a pair of 6s, but Moneymaker has a pair of 10s.
Dan Harrington will bet 150,000, and Moneymaker raised it immediately.
And that raise would force Dan Harrington to go all in.
All right, I call.
Dan Harrington has risked elimination one more time, this time against Chris Moneymaker.
And he'd love to see a diamond come up. A 6 or a king would also help Harrington.
Here comes the turn card, Ace of Hearts.
And now he's down to 1 card. He needs the king, the 6, or the diamond to stay alive.
The river card is the final card for Dan Harrington. He is eliminated. Chris Moneymaker knocks another big player out of the tournament. 1995 champion Dan Harrington goes out in 3rd place with a payday of $650,000.
Oh, money! Woo! Yeah, baby.
Approaching 1:30 in the morning. Final table has taken 11 hours or so to this point.
Don't do it.
Chris Moneymaker is going to do it anyway. Reaches for 100,000 chips with a king 7. Sam Farha with a queen 9 will call that bet.
When it's heads up, odd things happen.
Flop comes 9, 2, 6. Farha has made a pair of 9s. Chris Moneymaker has nothing and checks for Farha as well. The turn is an 8.
And now they both have a spade draw.
300,000 from Sam Farha,
who has the pair of 9s, and Moneymaker also has a straight draw and will raise.
There's a 300. No, I raise.
Very adamant about his raise.
Indeed. Still stacking chips. It's a big raise.
5 more.
500,000 is the raise.
It's quite a play. It's sort of a semi-bluff. He still could get there on a straight draw or flush draw, but he has nothing right now, and Sam comes right on in.
We're going to see the river card.
You said it's going to be over soon.
It may well be, and is a 3 of hearts.
Moneymaker doesn't get to either draw, and the pair of 9s is best.
I'm all in.
Chris is all in.
Chris Moneymaker going all in with nothing.
A stunning play from Moneymaker, who missed his draws, has nothing, and now has put Sam Farhall all in. He would have to put all his chips in, and if he lost this pot, he would be out of the tournament. Moneymaker bluffed at this once, and Farhall came. He's now bluffing at it again.
You must have missed your flush, huh?
Sam's absolutely right.
This would be a tough, tough call for Sammy.
Is Chris bluffing this time?
No.
He ain't bluffed all night.
No.
It's quite a predicament for Sammy. He has a pair of 9s. It's the best hand, but he can't know that. And if he calls this bet and loses, we're playing for the World Championship. If he's wrong, he's out of it. He's the runner-up. So it's really tough just to sit here and call with a pair of 9s, particularly when Moneymaker has made 2 big bets in a row.
Make a crazy call on you. Could be the best hand.
Sam Farhall trying to draw something out of Chris Moneymaker, but he's like a statue, afraid to make any sort of move.
Sam, you want to save yourself, you won't call.
Don't do it.
Don't do it, Sam.
Don't do it.
He is not going to do it. Chris Moneymaker bluffs Sam Farhall out of a big stack of money.
And considering this situation, I know we're early in the century, but that's the bluff of the century. What a play from Chris Moneymaker.
Continuing this heads-up battle for the World Championship of Texas Hold'em Poker. Chris Moneymaker with a commanding chip lead right now on Sam Farhall. We know how quickly that can change, though. Chris Moneymaker's cards 5 and 4.
In fact, if Sammy can double up, he would take the chip lead, and that's how it is when you're heads up.
Sam Farhall looks at a Jack-10 and bets 100,000 to Moneymaker, who quickly calls it.
And Sammy a 2-to-1 favorite right now going into the flop.
And here it comes. It is Jack 5-4, 2 pair for Chris Moneymaker, 1 for Sam Farhall.
A top pair for Sam Farhall, but once again, Chris Moneymaker has gotten another fortunate flop.
Chris Moneymaker checks now over to Sam Farhall, who throws in a bet of 175,000. He's reaching.
I'm gonna raise.
The raise is 300,000 now. Back to Farhall.
Okay, I'll go all in. Let's go. Let's do number 2.
I call.
Sam Farhall goes all in, and Chris Moneymaker's going to call it.
3 pairs for Chris Moneymaker versus 1 pair for Sam Farhall.
And Sam sees the grim news, and with 2 pair, Chris Moneymaker, a statistical improbability to win this title at the outset, is now closing in on making it an incredible reality.
Turn card is an 8 of diamonds.
No help yet, and Farhall to stay alive would need a jack, a 10, or an 8, or this is over.
One card away from the new World Chris Moneymaker.
This could be the last card of the 2003 World Series of Poker.
It's a 5.
With a full house, Chris Moneymaker eliminates Sam Farhall, and the 27-year-old has stepped out of the virtual poker room and in a very swift and unlikely manner is atop the poker world.
This is beyond fairy tale. It's inconceivable.
I missed the flush and I missed the straight draw on that one. That king high.
Made one bad mistake. Good job. Good job.
Good job.
Congratulations.
Chris Moneymaker, the young accountant from Nashville, Tennessee, started out this tournament like many others as dead money, and nervous dead money at that.
You know, it's up to you, right?
I didn't even know I had a hand. I'm sorry. Golly. Hell, I thought y'all were in the hand.
But after a couple of days, he showed that he was very alive and very dangerous.
Chris, you turned $40 into $2.5 million. Was this the game plan from day one?
Of course it was.
With a dramatic string of knockouts, Moneymaker puts his name amongst the greatest players in the game.
It hadn't sunk in yet. I see this money and it's not real yet. So probably tomorrow morning when I wake up, it'll hit home and I'll probably go out and dance or something. I don't know what I'll do.
And he proved that anyone, truly anyone, could become the next world champion of poker.